Hello and welcome back to episode number 8 of Watch My Watch. So now in my previous video, the comparison between the SNKL23 and the SNKL45. A lot of you have been asking me, is there a nice aftermarket bracelet for the SNKL23? And the answer is yes. As you can see right here, a beautiful Jubilee bracelet for the SNKL23. So after I got this watch, I went on a search for an aftermarket bracelet for this watch. I went on Reddit and I found a post by a Reddit user called Representative Nice22. In his post, he ordered a Jolami Jubilee bracelet from AliExpress, and he used the original end links with the Jolami 19mm bracelet. So we're using the original end links that came with the watch, but we're putting the aftermarket bracelet on it. So this is an 18mm lug width, and this is a 19mm bracelet. So we're just using the original end links and putting the bracelet on it. So I have the original bracelet right here. You know, this cheap folded clasp bracelet right here. So as you can see here, it's a near perfect fit. I mean, it is a little bit tight, as you can see here. There's not as much play as right here. It is a little tight, but you can bend it to shape your wrist, as you can see right here. So it does fit the wrist pretty well. Whoop, let me just try to get this for the camera. It does fit the wrist pretty well right here. So the unboxing video right here. So I made a little unboxing video when I got this bracelet. As you can see, we get the bracelet. We get a nice screwdriver to size the bracelet with. This bracelet is sized with screws, which is a nice thing. And we get the spring bars and the spring bar tool and the end links. We're not going to be using the end links that came with the watch because... not the watch, the bracelet, because it is a 19mm bracelet. Like I mentioned before, we're using the original end links. And obviously we're not going to be using the spring bars that came with it because those are 19mm spring bars. So here is the bracelet right now. It's a pretty high quality bracelet. As you can see, the links are solid. They're not folded like the original bracelet that it came with. Solid links. The clasp has 6-position micro adjust. You can adjust it to your wrist. But a disclaimer here, if you have a smaller wrist, I have a 6.5-inch wrist, right? I had to remove all the links in order to fit it on my wrist. So if you have a smaller wrist, let's say 6.25 inch or 6-inch wrists, this might not fit you. As you can see here, I am wearing the bracelet, you know, quote unquote, the wrong direction, because usually you want to have the bracelet open like this and not like this. But because I cannot remove additional links on this bracelet, the only way I could fit it to be comfortable on my wrist, to have the clasps right underneath here, is to wear it like quote unquote the wrong way, the reverse way. Because if I wore it the other way, it will have a protrusion at the end that is very uncomfortable. I'll show you here. So this is like the usual way you want to wear a bracelet. There is that little protrusion here, which is pretty annoying to me. So I had to flip it over to make it comfortable. And big thanks to a YouTuber. I'll link his video on the description down below. Times Square. He did made a video that showed me that I could just flip the bracelet and solve my problem. So big thanks to Times Square for that. So I'm going to put the link to this bracelet down in the description below. Big disclaimer, if you have a small wrist, this will probably not fit. But if you have a nice big wrist, then this will probably fit you better than mine, because even I had to flip the bracelet to fit it on my wrist. So another last shot right here on my wrist, as you can see here, makes the watch look a lot more expensive than it is. Gives this watch like $1 million look. And if you haven't seen it, if you have the SNKL45, I highly advise you to go check out my video about the SNKL45 Presidential bracelet right here. And if you want a comparison between these two watches, I'll put a little video right here as well. So big thanks for watching, and until next time.